Hi, Kavita.
Hi, Tanya. Hi, Kavita. Am I audible?
Yes.
It's okay.
Yes. Hi, Siddharth.
Hi, Tanya. Hi.
Uh,
Hi,
Kavita,
Sunil.
can we do a quick sound check for you as well? Kavita, can you hear me? Think. Kavita, can you hear me?
Hi, Tanya. Yeah, now
Hi,
yes.
hi.
Earlier I had some
Yes.
problem. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So Siddharth is here, Kapil is here, and we've got quite a few attendees also who've started to join us. So big hi to all of you. We're still waiting for a couple of attendees to join us, panelists to join us before we actually started off formally. But I'm happy to see you guys and happy to connect with you actually. So tell me, how has it been this quarantine COVID crisis? How has it affected you personally? What is your self-discovery, so to speak, in this period?
It's a very different experience. I'm sure everybody is going through one. Nobody would have even expected, this kind of living or the way we coexist in these days. Very, very different experience.
Absolutely, absolutely. What is your self-discovery?
A lot of life lessons, more than the lessons on the work front. A lot of life lessons, I would say.
Okay.
It'll be very difficult to call out one.
Okay, so maybe we can hear something from you, Kapil. What has been your self-discovery? How have you sort of been through this time?
Yeah, that's an interesting question, actually. I think discovering myself as a better parent, definitely trying to find time for my daughter, which used to be a lot more difficult with all the commute. And I think at work, the biggest learning has been around, I think just around empathy, resilience, and the fact that, we can reinvent, right? As in, I think we started out with this lockdown back in March, ran through April, things froze, learning programs were not happening and things of that sort. And by the end of April, we started asking ourselves that, looks like this is going to continue. So I think it's better that we try and get life back on track, at home and at work. I think from there on, it's been very interesting. I think it's been just very humbling to see the level of innovation that I've actually seen from all my teams as well across Flipkart. Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Siddharth? You tell us, how has your self-discovery shaped up? What have you learned about yourself that you didn't know?
I would say that, this has come in all our lives as a big introspection and self-discovery opportunity, I would say. And the other panelists are sharing the same. I would say that, it for me personally, it gave, a lot of reality check in terms of what are the important, important priorities at work and personal life, and as compared to what we were actually spending time at before COVID, right? So some things just dawned upon, as a light of clarity, and that was very, very helpful. In fact, now I cannot even wonder if this reprioritized set of tasks, if they were not there, what were we doing and what were we spending time at before COVID? So that was one. And specifically on the personal front, it has been an immense, time, be it at home, be it being with children during the evening hours. In fact, I would say I rediscovered evenings only during the last 2 months. I'm sure all of us who have graduated, we have forgotten how 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. looks like. But it was a wonderful
7
time.
p.m. is mostly spent in traffic, so that's the ideal idea of 7 p.m. for us.
Correct.
And I think Prashant has also joined us. Can we quickly say hi to Prashant? Hi,
Prashant.
Can you hear us?
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you for having me here.
Siddharth, very excited.
Hey, Prashant.
Hi.
So I just wanted to do a quick sound check with you as well, Kapil, once, because I think there was some echo where you were talking. Can you just say something?
Can you hear me okay now? Is that all right?
Yeah, this is fine. This is fine.
Okay.
And once again with you, Prashant, there was some sound issue that I was sort of experiencing. Can we hear something from you again?
Am I audible clearly now?
You are audible, but your voice pitch is really high. So I would recommend if you could use some headphones or something so that your voice gets a bit modulation and we're all on the same page.
Is it,
It's a little loud.
if I move away slightly, is this a little better?
There seems to be a little bit of an echo in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit too loud, I think.
That may be because I'm actually programmed on an external speaker through my system. I mean, the office guys have set it up at my home, so I don't mess with it. They've said do it. But in case if it's really not possible, then let me see if I need to do something else.
I think it's audible.
Okay, maybe you could it's audible. It's just that it's a bit, noisy to be honest. But if you just lower your pitch, sure. I think we should do.
Is it any better now?
It's pretty much the same, to be honest. But okay, we can make do with it. Just try to keep your pitch lower than you usually talk, because that way I think you would be leveled on the same pitch. I think that should work. So just for your information, all of you, we've got around 54 people who are already listening in to us on Zoom, and we are also live right now from our official Facebook page. So I think a lot of people are already excited to hear what you guys are going to be talking about while we're still waiting for two panelists. And before you joined us, Prashant, we were sort of having this little light bite conversation where your fellow panelists were telling me their quarantine learnings and how has this entire phase shaped up for them. So I think it's time we hear it from you as well. How have you rediscovered yourself during this time?
I think, Percy, the journey has been fabulous. If you ask me, from all perspectives over the last 3 months, and I'll tell you why. Fortunately, we're a business. I mean, Max Life Insurance. We're about close to 15,000 on-roll employees and about close to 70,000 off-roll. We, over the years, have been investing heavily in our digital platforms. And even before the lockdown was announced, we actually 10 days prior to that told everybody from a safety and health point of view that work from home. In fact, I remember our managing director and CEO, his name is also Prashant Tripathi, me, several others were, seen walking the floor. So tell people that don't come to work, go home. What we also did was enable people, at the time, whoever was on a desktop, etc., send all those things to people's home. So first thing we did was enable people to be able to work from home, in terms of minimum technology, because that's all one could do at that time. And I'm talking about, end of March. Post which, what we've seen, April and May, of course, the business, like any other business, took a beating. We were about 75 or 80% of what we had achieved last year for similar months, April and May. June, we seem to be, fortunately trending even better than what we did last year. So the model is now working for us. Let me also tell you that we opened an option to people about a week ago where we opened, our head office. We said that for those people, many people said that we're finding it extremely difficult to work from home. Our pitch to employees has been, listen, you don't need to come to work. And if you want to come to work, you better have a good justification. It's actually been the other way around where, I speak to some of my counterparts in other companies, they're asking people to come to work now. We are saying, so we opened the office on their request, digitally enabled through mobile and all that, where approval process. We opened the office, some people came, and they realized, in fact, that, even at work, you can't enter meeting rooms. You've got to be sitting at your desk, maintain distance. And where we would have close to about 3,000 or 4,000 people sitting in our head office, not more than 5 or 6 people came. And we shut the offices again. And we said that, work from home, unless and until there is anything that you can't, reach out to us. Just yesterday, what we've done, because we invested in renovating our office, last year, probably not the best time, because now that real estate is pretty much worth nothing because nobody's able to use it. But the office furniture we invested in, we're now making arrangements to send it to people's home. Through
I think that's a very big, great initiative also. But just allow me 1 second to welcome our other panelist, Mr. Sunil Ranjan, who has also just joined us. Hi, Sunil ji, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry, I was having some.
Can we see you without the mask? If you're in a safe
No, that would be against my. Now you can see me without the mask, right? But I'll have to put it back on because I'm at my workplace.
All right. Please.
That's part of my SOP.
No, absolutely. Please follow your protocol over there. So just wanted to quickly do a sound check with you as well. And I'm so as you were probably listening into the conversation, we were just having this slide by discussion before we formally begin about our quarantine learnings. So if you could also quickly tell us in a very light by personal way what you've learned during this quarantine period and anything exciting that has come up.
Would you want me to finish what I was saying, or should I come back later?
I think you can finish.
Yeah, please go ahead. Okay. Yeah, so you're saying that you send the furniture to people's homes.
So some of these logistics issues, that we did. What we're doing is, every month we're doing a pulse check with all our employees. And one thing that, like many of my friends on this call, we realized is that there's a sense of fatigue now setting in. Where work from home was the most desired option for any employee across the globe 6 months ago. It probably isn't so anymore, where people are now, really wanting to get back to, some sort of societal civilization, some sort of connection with people. So what we realized in terms of, how do we remove this fatigue? Because sitting in front of a screen, whether you're a student in school or whether you're an adult, it has its own toll on people. Because I heard somebody when I joined saying that the day starts, early, and it's about no longer is it a 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. So mindfully, what we've done, we've laid out very clear guidelines. For example, 1 to 2 in our company, everybody's calendars have been blocked from backend by IT as a silent hour. You cannot call. I cannot call any of my team members. Nobody can call each other. That's your family hour. We call it the silent family hour. That that's the time you need to be with
also the proper lunch time as well. So you can probably catch a meal together. Yeah, that's very interesting.
A couple of times in a week, we do a lights out at 5:30. Because people, end up, working long hours. Then after 5:30, feel free to work, feel free to send emails, do not expect a revert. And please do not call anybody. Unless and until absolutely urgent, please do not call anybody. And 6:30, it's off. 6:30 after which, because some people said we only get time in the evening to clear our mails, all that. You can do your individual work for as long as you want at your own will. But you cannot involve another part or another team member, to do that. So the last, few weeks has actually helped us, based on feedback from employees, to reduce this, level of fatigue, that one had reached. That was one. And from a rewards or compensation point of view, we're still probably, fortunate enough not to have reached a situation of making any salary cuts. In fact,
that's great.
In fact, in May, we paid bonus, and not just bonus, we paid 108% bonus based on last year's performance. We've awarded stock options to our senior people. We've awarded long-term incentives to people at various levels. The only thing we've done right now is deferred our increments till October, which also the board, by the way, has also approved that, should the situation be okay and the way the business is trending, I think we seem to be, just about holding on. We'll even, go ahead with that. So there's a huge sense of gratification amongst employees in the company when they look around. But what we've done is, for example, frozen hiring. We've had a couple of attrition in leadership team, and what we've done is we've clubbed functions which nobody could have ever thought of before. So if I have,
I think this is the kind of Prashant. I think this is the kind of attitude that employees would also expect of their HR leaders at this point in time, because it's a crisis situation for all. And these kind of incentives, and I'm not only talking about financial incentives, but this kind of silent hours that you're practicing, and this timeline, because a lot of people who are working right now are constantly complaining about the fact that now there are no work hour boundaries. I mean, your team leader can call you even at 11 p.m. in the night and ask you to send that one small mail, and people need to realize that everybody has to do everything on their own. There are no house help, so everything has to be managed. I think that kind of this kind of attitude from your seniors would be really helpful in sort of understanding your situation. And I think that's something that a lot of students who are listening into us would understand, that there are companies out there who would help you, who would take care of you, and just hold on there. And this discussion is going to give you much more intense idea of what it is working in a corporate world. And please allow me, Prashant, to move on to Mr. Sunil as well. If Mr. Sunil, can you quickly tell us what is your quarantine learning? And maybe more from a personal side because eventually in another 2 minutes, we're going to move to a completely professional role. So from a personal side, so that kids who are listening into us also understand what a major leader thinks like.
Okay, sorry, my voice will be a bit muffled because I'll be speaking from using my face mask. So
no, I think it's pretty clear.
Yeah, so I just wanted to tell you that this 2.5 months or 3 months, see, you can see I'm at my workplace. We have started manufacturing cars. We'll be making 100,000 cars in this month. So we are back to business. So we have joined work 1 month back. So for us, it's as if we are back to the pre-COVID days, with a lot of new rules and new practices being brought in. Okay, but during this time, there'll be a lot of learning in terms of how do we measure efficiency? What is the costs? How do we evaluate costs? How do we evaluate performance? How do we manage remote teams? Work from home was a concept which was alien to manufacturing industry. How do we bring it into the main workforce? There have been many learnings which going forward will actually bring in a lot of efficiency in operations, will bring efficiency in cost structures. And personally, it has been a time where I learned to live probably at 1/3 of what I thought I could live in was my basic need. That was, I realized that so that really I was able to define. The second thing which I did, which was a learning for me, is some things which we always took for granted, we can't take it for granted, and some things which we thought were our needs and you can just do away with. So it was a learning and it was a growing up. It was personally seeing a new world, probably. I would say, as my elders did maybe 30 years back. So we're going back to our basics, and it's people may see it as a very negative thing, but I think it is a kind of a self-immersion, and will come out much better after this experience, both professionally, personally, and also in the workplaces.
Absolutely.
So I'm very hopeful because I've already started. We started 1.5 months back manufacturing, and we see there is a new understanding at even the workman level, at supervisor level, at management level. I think we are seeing the short-term losses that we've had, but I think we'll become much more mature and much more efficient as going forward. That's all.
Absolutely. I completely agree. Yes, absolutely. I think I completely agree, and I think from what you've said, there's some good news for our students as well here, that you're completely back to work, and a lot of opportunities might arise out of it if you're planning to make 100,000 cars. How many did you say? I'm sorry, I didn't catch the number. How many cars did you say you were manufacturing this year?
100,000 cars per month.
100,000 a month.
Yes, 1 lakh.
So I think
1
there's
lakh
a lot
cars
of opportunity. A lot of opportunity
yes,
for students.
And on normal times we would make about in normal times we would make about 1.3 lakhs per month. So.
So yeah, almost back to basics. Yes, of course. Please allow me to welcome Mr. Vivek Jain. Hi, Mr. Vivek. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us. Now I think our panel is now complete, and I think this is the right time to formally kickstart the session. Mr. Vivek, there is one small question that everybody else has answered, but I think for you, we will keep it at the end, and maybe that could be our parting note. So probably just if you want to go over it in your head throughout the discussion, we're just asking all the panelists, how has this quarantine time changed you? What is your self-discovery on a personal note here, of course, because professionally, we're going to be talking for the next hour. Now, please allow me, all the panelists and all the attendees, to welcome all of you and to formally kickstart this session. So my name is Tanya Tikku. I am the editor and co-founder of a media startup called Observe Now. And today I'm going to be moderator for this very exciting HR virtual conference. that we've put together. So formally allow me to welcome you all to ISEC University's Present HR Leadership Conference. The idea here today is to gather these HR leaders and to talk about this evolution of HR as a function that has happened during and due to COVID-19. What kind of job opportunities are we looking at in the future? How students are supposed to upskill and reskill themselves in order to back and to crack the hiring freeze, so to speak, that has happened. The HR heads here are also going to be talking about mapping a young workforce, enabling and creating a future-ready workforce. And, they'll also be talking about focusing on skill-based job creation. Now, before we begin, I would actually like to give a small introduction about ISEC group of universities. So ISEC as a group of universities have established 5 universities in Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, and Jharkhand. All the universities are recognized under the UGC Act and are accredited by NAAC. The main focus of the group is to provide research-intensive quality education that obviously helps their students to grow. And today, allow me to sort of welcome all the panelists here. Can I first welcome Mr. Siddharth Chaturvedi, who's the Executive Vice President of ISEC Group of Universities. Mr. Chaturvedi, if you could just quickly raise your hand as well here before I move on to you. Allow me to welcome Mr. Vivek Jain, Senior Executive VP and Head HR of Kotak Mahindra Bank. Hi, Mr. Jain. So if you could quickly raise your hand, because a lot of people are constantly joining us while we are talking. Please allow me to also welcome Ms. Kavita, who's the Director HR of Cognizant. Mr. Prashant Kolar, who is the Senior Vice President Human Resources at Max Healthcare. Hi, Mr. Prashant. Mr. Kapil Vardhan, who's the Senior Director of Human Resources at Flipkart.
Anya, sorry, not Max Healthcare, Max Life Insurance.
Oh, Max Life Insurance, my bad. Max Life Insurance. Thanks for correcting that. So as you can see, we've put together a very powerful panel here, and we've got people from various sectors who are going to be talking about this evolution of HR as a function. And now a quick word to all the attendees who are listening in to us. Firstly, please feel free, either if you're on Zoom or if you're watching us on Facebook, please feel free to put in your questions, your thoughts, your comments here. We'll be very happy to put them and direct them to the required panelists. अगर आप कंफर्टेबल नहीं है इंग्लिश में तो प्लीज आप हमें मैसेजेस में बोल सकते हैं, हम हिंदी में भी पूरा कॉन्फ्रेंस रन कर सकते हैं. जो भी लैंग्वेज आपको कंफर्टेबल हो, वील यूज दैट लैंग्वेज. हिंदी, इंग्लिश, आई रिक्वेस्ट ऑल द पैनलिस्ट टू sort of mix their communication here, because now that we've formally begin, so हिंदी इंग्लिश दोनों में हम बात कर सकते हैं, so that everybody is comfortable. Now, before I ask you my first question, I'd like to go to all of you panelists and sort of give your opening statements on HR function का evolution, and also किस तरह के jobs अब create होंगे, and students को इस time पे क्या करना चाहिए to sort of get through this this COVID period and get a job. And Siddharth ji, if I can ask you first, if you could give your opening statement and also sort of help us understand कि आपके क्या expectations हैं from all the HR heads who come here.
Right. So thank you, Tanya, and good afternoon to all the other panelists once again. So as my opening remark, since we come from the education sector on the whole,
absolutely, yeah,
as well as skills-based and vocational training segment, what I would like to say is that right now we are in our sector, we are in a situation which can be termed as education 4.0. So whereas earlier there had been, a lot of efforts, but they were all in fits and starts. They were all kinds of experiments of having technology mediums brought in. But this COVID crisis has sort of accelerated that entire change. And now in terms of the mindset, probably this is the first time ever that right from top, from policy research, from policy makers to administrators, to faculty, to teachers, to learners, and even industry, they're all thinking technology. The professors, administrators, and everybody in my organization right now, they are thinking technology.
Of course.
First comment would be that it would be criminal to waste this opportunity where the entire mindset change has happened to bring significant changes in terms of the entire education sector and the learning outcomes using technology. My second comment would be that this crisis has also laid bare the stark digital divide which still exists in our country. So where we have been, trying to move towards more online and digital mediums of education, we also have seen that there is a lot of gap which exists between various kinds of learners in terms of access to device, in terms of the bandwidth issues, in terms of data and all those issues. So inclusivity is my second remark. But coming back to our today's topic, even pre-COVID, we were facing the challenges of adapting to Industry 4.0 and preparing manpower both at the entry level and at the middle level as per the industry demand. And while we were grappling with that, the current crisis has now sort of accelerated that entire change which was happening. So in my experience, at least at the entry level, what I'm seeing is that apprenticeship based solution and work integrated training program, the candidates are there and also earning their diplomas or degrees is a good way to move ahead. Whereas at the graduate and at the middle level kind of hiring, more from the panel as to what the panel thinks would be the hiring trends coming ahead, and both from fresh hiring as well as reskilling and upskilling of already existing personnel which are there in large numbers, and how can industry academia collaboration tackle that opportunity also in a bigger manner going ahead.
Absolutely. So that's the understand. So here, as you can see, we've got this divide here. We've got Mr. Chaturvedi, who comes from the academia side, and we've got a bunch of HR leaders who come from the industry side. So for students, I'd just like to sort of simplify the situation. Basically, हम जो understand करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं वो ये है कि जो एक gap होता है once we graduate, उसके बाद में जब हम office join करते हैं, तो कुछ चीजों में gap रह जाता है. So what Mr. Chaturvedi is trying to understand from all the HR heads is कि किस तरह के skills वो अपने students पे apart from their domain education impart करे कि on the first day of the job जो वो workforce industry में भेजें वो workforce job ready हो. So that's essentially Siddharth ji जो कहना चाह रहे हैं. So first I'd like to go to you, Mr. Kapil, and if you could give your opening remarks and also sort of include this industry academia gap here as well, and if you try to keep it within 2 minutes so that we can sort of cover every aspect here.
Sure. No, happy to respond to that. So look, I think it's an interesting question. I think it's something that a lot of us grapple with, while we were in college and then as we enter the industry and as we potentially start working. So I'll say two things. One is about what colleges can potentially do differently, and I think maybe also reflect on things that we as companies, could be doing better and could be doing differently in this particular space. To make sure that we are more attractive and are able to sort of, welcome, absorb, and assimilate people from very, very diverse backgrounds easily. So speaking of the first one, see, I think I never underestimate the challenge with educational institutions, right? And plus, on top of that, the diversity of the country. So even if we were to focus, I think to be able to go to each and every region, each and every college and make sure that, the depth and level of education is exactly consistent across is a huge challenge in the country. And some of the views are pretty much my own, not necessarily a reflection of where I work or where I've worked. I do think that the few things that come in handy tremendously are really, again, going back to the basics. I think fundamental analytical skills, fundamental ability to look at problem statements independently, be objective in being able to analyze, the ways and means in which you can go about solving that problem, irrespective of your qualification, right? As an economics graduate ho sakte ho, aap engineering graduate ho sakte ho. The curriculum in different states and different regions could be a little different. But have you gone to the depths of understanding the basic principles underlying what you study? Because I think once you've done that, our ability to build on that is very easy. Because then we can actually contextualize it and say that, hey, this is how we operate. These are the languages we work on, and through programs that we have concurrent and running, we can build back those skills and make you operational fairly quickly. Where that investment has not happened is where we struggle. I think the second thing that I would say, and I probably don't believe language is necessarily very important, but I think sharpness in communication is the other thing that I would actually state. So,
I think that's a very important point also. I think students के लिए, I think you'll have to understand जो basic आपका qualification education है, you have to have that. Of course, you have to understand the work that you do. But also it's very important in a corporate atmosphere to build relationships within your team, to build a happy relationship with your working boss and your super boss. So I think ये कुछ workplace dynamics हैं जो आप obviously college में नहीं सीख सकते हो, but you have to be ready with your communication skills that once you're on the job, I think these skills will definitely come in handy. I think Kapil, thank you very much for giving us that context. And now I'd like to move on to Kavita. Kavita ji, if you can sort of give your opening statements here.
Yeah. Yes. See, we did speak about this, right? All of us are in the storm. We are all facing a very, very different experience these days. But depending on the industry or the geography or the kind of business that we are into, the impact that this COVID has created is very different. We are not in the same boat that way while we are all experiencing this storm, right? But I can speak from an IT context, right? The future skills that one would have envisioned a year back, that's kind of evolving, right? And now with the current COVID situation, a lot of digital skills or the cloud computing skills or something around the e-commerce space and everything that has gained a lot of spike in the requirements and everything. I was just going through some of the jobs portals and all of that, right? And so maybe when we started facing this COVID situation in the month of March, maybe everybody found a decline in the number of jobs at that point in time. But these days, jobs are picking up, the opportunities are picking up, and there are a lot of open requirements in any whether it is LinkedIn or Naukri or anything. There are a lot of companies that are coming up with open positions, and there are a lot of jobs available. So the message to all the students is that maybe this is a phase, a very, very unique phase that all of us are going through. Maybe it could be a storm, but it's not for sure that it will continue forever. We will come out of it, and there are a lot of brighter futures that are waiting our students. And at the moment, what I see from an IT standpoint is that a lot of cloud skills or the AI, the machine learning, those kind of skills are gaining momentum, far much than how it was earlier. Of course, the digital skills are always on the demand, but these days it's become multifold.
And Kavita, also right now, a lot of edtech players are also coming into place who are offering a variety of such courses. So would you recommend students to, right now, if there is this time and there is this hiring gap that's happening, so would you recommend the students to sort of take on these courses as well for the time being if they're not working or if they're not hired anywhere? Do you think that would be a good idea for them right now?
See, there's an ocean of opportunities and ocean of, these kind of courses available in the net. It's important that we need to align with the, trend, trend in the industry. We need to understand the domain where we want to get in. We need to, pick up the relevant ones. Otherwise, it is possible that one may get lost with so many options that are available. So it's very important that, people get some clarity as to which is the domain that they are looking at, where they want to pursue their careers after their education, and pick up, understand the market trends on these, the digital skills or any kind of cloud computing skills, and then pick up a choose which is very relevant. Otherwise, there's no point in picking up a course and then realizing that it's not going to help them at any way at all in future.
Absolutely, I think that's very important. So stick to the plan. जो कोर्स आपको एक्चुअली में बेनिफिट करेगा उन कोर्सेज पे ध्यान दें. एंड एक्चुअली आई थिंक इट वुड बी अ गुड आइडिया कि अगर आप 1-2 एक्स्ट्रा ऑनलाइन कोर्सेज भी कर लें, क्योंकि बहुत सारे अभी आपके पास टाइम भी है, अपॉर्चुनिटी भी है, बहुत सारे ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन पोर्टल्स अब ओपन हो गए हैं या एक्चुअली एक्सपैंड हो गए हैं जो ऑलरेडी एग्जिस्टिंग थे, जिसपे आप a variety of courses ढूंढ सकते हैं. Even Harvard, MIT के कुछ courses are available for free online right now. So I think as of now, all the students, what you should do is आप इन सारे courses को देखें, पढ़ें, समझें and realize करें कि अगर आपके पास वक्त है तो आप इन courses को भी of course join कर सकते हैं. Now I want to move on. Thank you, Kavita, for that. I want to move on to our next panelist, Mr. Sunil Ranjan. If you could give your opening comments here. You're on mute. And also, I'd like to tell all the panelists there are more than 300 people who are listening into us right now. So any tips, any things that you would like to share with the students and other peer HRs who have also joined us, I think that would be great, because we've got a huge audience and people are constantly joining us every minute. So just keeping your tips handy. Mr. Ranjan, please.
Thank you, Tanya. I will like to answer my opening remarks by asking some questions. क्या ये कोविड आने के बाद क्या हम जीना भूल जाएंगे? क्या स्कूलों में पढ़ाई बंद हो जाएगी? लोग गाड़ियां खरीदना बंद कर देंगे? हम घूमना बंद कर देंगे? खाना बंद कर देंगे? नहीं। मेरा ये मानना है कि वो जो हमारी जरूरतें हैं, जो हमें काम करने हैं, वो रहेंगे, बट उसको करने का तरीका शायद बदलेगा। तो ये एक पॉइंट है हम सबको ध्यान में रखने के लिए। स्कूलों में पढ़ाई होगी, बच्चे पढ़ेंगे, बट हाँ स्कूल में ना जाके, बट ऑनलाइन पढ़ेंगे। पढ़ाई होगी, टीचर्स रहेंगे, टीचर्स का पढ़ाने का तरीका, पढ़ाने का माध्यम बदल सकता है, बट पढ़ाई नहीं बदल सकती है। कंटेंट रहेगा, कंटेंट को कैसे हम बच्चों को पढ़ाएं वो शायद बदल सकता है। उसी तरह से कंपनियों में अगर एक लॉयर की जरूरत है तो लॉयर की जरूरत है, बट अब उसको probably he has to focus on probably on cyber laws, data protection, privacy laws. तो लॉयर की पोजीशन नहीं जाएगी, बट लॉयर को अब कैसे अपना काम करना है बेहतर तरीके से वो शायद बदलेगा। अगर आप मार्केटिंग में स्पेशलाइज कर रहे हैं, हो सकता है रिटेल मार्केटिंग से जाके अब ऑनलाइन मार्केटिंग, डिजिटल मार्केटिंग, तो फोकस बदलेगा। और मेरा ये मानना है कि कभी भी इस तरह की कोई भी विपदाएं आती हैं, शायद मैंने अपनी लाइफ में बहुत देखी। मैं जब थाईलैंड में था, जापान में था, वहां पे सुनामी आई और ग्रेट फ्लड्स आए। उसके बाद एक नया फेज आता है, एक नया दौर आता है जहाँ की हम अपनी रिफ्लेक्शन, एक वो पास्ट को देख के एक नया रास्ता तय करते हैं, और वो रास्ता हरदम बेहतर होता है की तरह। पहले भी 20 साल पहले जब वो .com आया था, लोगों ने बोला था कि रिटेल सेक्टर इज गॉन, बट उसके बाद रिटेल भी बढ़ा, ऑनलाइन भी बढ़ा। तो उसी तरीके से ये एक लर्निंग की प्रतिक्रिया है, एक कोर्स करेक्शन की प्रतिक्रिया है। एंड आई एम वेरी होपफुल दैट गोइंग फॉरवर्ड skill sets will be there, but the way we are approaching those skill sets will change. The focus areas will change, the priorities will change, and I am very, very sure that India will go through a V-shaped recovery and the jobs are going to be much more. Okay, maybe in the next 6-8 months, 1 year, there may be a dip, but then going forward, we'll have new areas, new technologies required, new skill sets required, which will create more jobs. So that's how I see it.
I think that's an absolutely valid point, Mr. Ranjan. And next question is somewhere based on that. I will get back to you on that. Can we, in the meantime, have Mr. Jain giving his opening comments, please?
Yeah, thanks, Tanya. And sorry, I got a bit late. I'll divide this problem into two pieces. One is for students who have passed out this year and what they are experiencing and how we are managing them, and versus the students who will pass out next year. I was seeing a lot of comments over here on the right-hand side. China, what is the new normal, PM's delivery speech, interpersonal skills, what is the validity of that? So obviously these are absolute new normals. किसी को नहीं पता है कि हमको क्या करना चाहिए, and किसी को नहीं पता है कि आगे किस तरीके से ये pan out होगा. लेकिन fact ये है, जैसे सुनील जी ने बोला, I am in the capital market space, in the financial space. After 2008 recession that happened, the markets and the whole economy really rebounded much faster than ever before. The fact is कि 2008 का recession से हम कहीं आगे आ गए than before what we were. तो सब चीजें होंगी. Our estimate it is like a U-shaped recovery. It is not a V-shaped recovery. थोड़ा time लगेगा इसमें. आज की तारीख में भी जो fear है employees के मन में to come to office, general public के मन में to come to office is very high. So for the students who are already passed out, who have been placed or in the process of getting placed, I think it is very important that they focus on the output that they are contributing to the organization. The whole KRA system or the measurement system will move not from input, but in terms of what are you delivering for the organization. I think that is one major shift that we are experiencing. And for the people who are going through there and who will join next year, obviously there's a huge bigger dilemma for them. What will happen? We are already sitting in June, placement seasons start in October, November, and what goes through for them. I think the written communication skill is we talked about communication skills over here. In our the way we get educated and all that, we do not practice writing precisely and concisely whatever we want to express. It is a major challenge today. The people who will join will never see the managers. That is the reality. I'm talking about in the financial space, in the communication space, in the services space, because there is no need to go to office. You can do all your things sitting out of your houses. Companies are creating those infrastructures at the houses, and hence you can work effectively from the house also. We are doing this call, quite a few of us are doing this call from house only right now. So I'm saying there will be no need to go to an office space at all. And hence your communication skills, your interpersonal skills becomes very, very important. It is not simply to say improve your written communication skills, or I think there's a lot of effort. If I ask somebody to write a 5,000 word essay, it will be tough for many. So I'll leave my thought with that.
Thank you. A very interesting perspective there. Can we move on to you, Mr. Khullar, and if you could give your opening thoughts here as well, please.
Thanks, Tanya. One thing that has happened for the whole world, not just for India, जो सब कुछ समझने की बहुत ज़रूरत है. The whole professional, educational world has advanced by 5 years. You know, whether we like it or not, जो आज से शायद 5 साल बाद होना था at a workplace, वो आज होना शुरू हो गया है. You know, आप लोगों ने सुना होगा something called the gig economy. You know, कि why should one person work with only one company? You know, you can work with several companies. So a lot of changes जो हमने सोचा था कि आएंगे आज से 5 या 6 साल बाद, वो आने शुरू हो गए हैं. Number 1. Number 2, what COVID has done is, you know, चाहे companies हो, चाहे class में students हो, चाहे company में working professionals हो, हमेशा कोई ऊपर होता है, कोई बीच में, कोई नीचे, कोई आगे होता है, कोई पीछे. This has put us all at an equal level playing field. So अगर for example manufacturing में मारुति number 1 पर थे और महिंद्रा अगर number 2 या number 3 पर थे, आज almost सब बराबर हो गए हैं. क्योंकि अब यहां से काम करने का जो तरीका है, जैसा विवेक जी ने बोला, जैसा सुनील जी ने बोला, वो काम करने का तरीका होगा, पर वो काम करने का तरीका बदल रहा है. So 2 things we need to see. Companies, for them to proceed or progress, they will decide their own thing. But as individuals, हमें क्या करना है? We will have to come to terms very quickly. काम पे कई बार क्या होता था कि some people thrive on relationships. कि लोग कहते हैं कि वो मैनेजर बहुत अच्छा है क्योंकि वो रिलेशनशिप बिल्डिंग बहुत अच्छी. रिलेशनशिप बिल्डिंग बहुत अच्छी क्यों है? क्योंकि वो काम के बाद शाम को सबको खाने पर साथ ले जाते हैं और पीपल गो आउट सेलिब्रेट. अब वो सेलिब्रेशन बंद हो गई तो मैनेजर भी सब एक ही लेवल फील्ड पर आ गए हैं. तो अपॉर्चुनिटी सबके पास अब यही है, चाहे वो जूम हो, चाहे वो माइक्रोसॉफ्ट, क्योंकि थोड़े टाइम तक ऐसा ही काम होना है. आप काम पर वापस भी जाएंगे तो भी मीटिंग रूम में नहीं बैठेंगे, आप जूम पर ही रहेंगे. सो पीपल हु कैन कम टू टर्म्स, फटीग भी होगा, फ्रस्ट्रेशन भी होगी, मैं अपने आप को एक्सप्रेस नहीं कर पा रहा, ये सारी हमारी आज लर्निंग्स है. सो इंस्टेड ऑफ कंप्लेनिंग अबाउट दिस, माय रिक्वेस्ट टू ऑल पीपल लिसनिंग इज लर्न कि इस माध्यम का हम सबसे ज्यादा फायदा कैसे उठा सकते हैं. हाउ डू आई मेक श्योर दैट इफ आई वाज एक्सट्रीमली वेल ड्रेस्ड एट ऑफिस, घर पर भी am I seen to be professional, मैं अपना काम टाइम पर कर रहा हूँ. कोलैबोरेशन बहुत जरूरी होगी. हमेशा से हम कहते थे टीम वर्क बहुत जरूरी थी, पर इंडिविजुअल प्लेयर्स जो थे उनके लिए भी आज कोलैबोरेशन बहुत जरूरी होगा कि एक जगह पर नहीं, सब अलग अलग जगह पर बैठकर काम कर रहे हैं. कंपनीज, अभी काफी सारे मेरे जो कॉलीग्स है इधर पीएमएस काफी लोगों ने किया होगा. कभी किसी ने सोचा नहीं था कि घर बैठकर इतने सारे लोगों के लिए परफॉर्मेंस अप्रेजल कैसे, पर सब कंपनीज में किए. किसी का भी कोई बिजनेस नहीं खत्म हुआ और सब अच्छा ही कर रहे हैं. एक भी कंपनी में किसी से भी बात करो, ये नहीं कहते कि हमारा खराब होता है, सब अच्छा ही कर रहे हैं.
हाँ, सब कह रहे हैं कि प्रोडक्टिविटी और आउटपुट तो बढ़िया उतना ही पहले था.
सो वो हमारी 2 चीजें याद रखने की है कि एक, अब हम सब बराबर हैं. अब यहां से रेस दोबारा शुरू होती है. अगर आज आप रेस में आगे थे या पीछे थे, भूल जाइए आप आगे थे, अब आप बराबरी पर आ गए. और यहां से इस नई तरीके से हम आगे कैसे बढ़ेंगे, वो सीखना बहुत जरूरी है.
Absolutely. I think Prashant ji, that was a very interesting take here. And coming from a student point of view, अब मेरा next question आप सबके लिए ये होगा कि जो mostly हमें students अभी सुन रहे हैं, वो या तो पढ़ रहे हैं या जस्ट फ्रेशर्स है, जस्ट ग्रेजुएट हुए हैं। तो हमेशा से उनके दिमाग में एक आइडिया रहा होगा, जॉब पे जाएंगे तो मे बी भोपाल से दिल्ली शिफ्ट हो जाएंगे, बॉम्बे शिफ्ट हो जाएंगे, एक नया एक्सपोजर मिलेगा, कंपनी में जाएंगे, नए लोगों से बात करेंगे, एक एचआर लीडर से भी बात करेंगे और एचआर एग्जीक्यूटिव से भी बात करेंगे। तो कहीं ना कहीं अब जब, क्योंकि हम रिमोट वर्किंग की बात करें, एंड ऑब्वियसली इट्स अ फैक्ट कि अभी कुछ टाइम तक एटलीस्ट इफ नॉट एटलीस्ट मोर देन अ ईयर तो रिमोट वर्किंग चले गई। तो इसमें बहुत सारे बच्चों का जो ये इंटरपर्सनल स्किल्स डेवलपमेंट है, कहीं ना कहीं वो रुक जाएगा। क्या वो रुक जाएगा? और अगर रुक जाएगा तो जो ये बच्चे जिनको आइडिया नहीं है कि वो किस तरह से कि क्या होने वाला है जॉब पे, वो इस नए नॉर्मल को कैसे एक्सेप्ट करेंगे? क्योंकि वो 20 साल से यही सोचते थे जॉब मतलब ऑफिस। अब अपने ही बेडरूम में बैठ के वो उस तरह का आउटपुट कैसे देंगे, एंड एज एचआर हेड आप उनसे उस तरह का आउटपुट कैसे लेंगे? So if I can first go to Kapil, sir, if you can sort of give your thoughts on that. And Siddharth, आपके if there are some questions coming from an academia point of view to you as well, please feel free to pitch in there. Kapil sir, please give us your thoughts on this. You're on mute. You're on mute.
Look, I think what I'll say is ये प्रशांत जी ने जो बोला वो बहुत अच्छी बात बोली। सब एक ही जगह पे स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं आज, राइट? सो ये जो इस समय हो रहा है वो हम लोगों के लिए भी बहुत नया है। सो इट्स वेरी न्यू फॉर अस। So I think the confidence I would like to give the students is that look, I think we are also trying to invent and innovate as things go along. We are trying to make sure that in the constraints that everybody is operating, we are trying to do our best to make sure that that to the extent possible, the same social environment to whatever extent gets created. So Flipkart के भी 2-3 हिस्से हैं। हमारे supply chain operations जो हैं are coming back to normal just as they used to be earlier. And then there is about 7,000 or 8,000 people who used to sit in our offices, technology, हमारे पूरे corporate functions और उसके अलावा हमारे सारे के सारे category functions. Who are all sitting at home and working, right? So I think the few things that we are doing, you know, and this is just an example. I'm sure many things are happening around the industry. I do think that, you know, the focus on safety has become more than ever. It's kind of, you know, absolutely on a high. Overall well-being, physical, mental, everything, I think is a big focus area for us, and that's where we are challenging the status quo for ourselves. So as in, you know, in the frame of webinars and everything, we're trying to get people together for, you know, fitness challenges, for digital chai breaks, for fun Fridays, for fit for home challenges, for jamming sessions, as in everything is happening. So I think what we are realizing is it took us approximately a month or two to reset, but then we are trying to figure out how do we, and that includes our campus joiners who are actually joining us as we speak, all the interns who completed their programs with us. You know, we actually saw that the output of many of those folks, you know, despite the fact that they couldn't really meet anybody face to face, did not get compromised at all. And I think that's big kudos to them. And that also speaks for the fact that a lot of things can happen in frames and ways.
But कपिल जी, यहाँ पे हम उन लोगों की बात कर रहे हैं जो अभी जॉब ज्वाइन करेंगे, जिनको आइडिया ही नहीं है। मतलब फर्स्ट जॉब किसी बच्चे की अब ऐसी होगी कि जूम कॉल है। I mean, हम लोग क्योंकि कुछ टाइम से वर्क कर रहे हैं तो हम यूज टू है, और हमने क्विकली अडेप्ट इसलिए कर लिया बिकॉज हम अपने इंडस्ट्रीज में कुछ टाइम से हैं। बट व्हाट अबाउट द स्टूडेंट्स हु जस्ट ग्रेजुएटेड, जो अब एक्चुअली लुक फॉरवर्ड कर रहे थे कि एक जॉब लाइफ में जाएंगे? हाउ डू दे सॉर्ट ऑफ रीएडजस्ट देमसेल्व्स एंड रीप्रोग्राम देमसेल्व्स?
Yeah, so I would say that look, I think we are all getting in place simulation programs that will help. आज आप Facebook पे या फिर LinkedIn पे जाएंगे और Flipkart के पेज पे जाएंगे तो हमारे सारे इंटर्न्स ने फोटोज वहाँ पे पोस्ट करी थी कि उनको नया लैपटॉप मिला है, उन्होंने मीटिंग्स शुरू कर दी हैं जूम कॉल्स पे, उन्होंने अपने प्रोजेक्ट्स पे काम शुरू कर दिया है, उनके रिव्यूज होने शुरू हो गए हैं, वो अपने दोस्तों के साथ कलीग्स के साथ चाय ब्रेक्स अटेंड कर रहे हैं. इट्स ओनली दैट यू नो एवरीथिंग इज बिकमिंग मोर वर्चुअल नाउ. एंड आई थिंक प्रशांत जी ने एक और अच्छी बात बोली थी जो मैं रिपीट करूंगा यहाँ पे, फॉर दोज फोक्स हु आर बेसिकली सेइंग बॉस हमें ऑफिस आना ही है, हम घर पे बैठे बैठे परेशान हो गए हैं. In some of those cases, we are also allowing those things. So we are making sure that offices are sanitized. So, you know, not more than 3 to 5% of the overall population is back in office. But we are making sure that, you know, they get a clean and a clear environment to be able to work in. And as far as our supply chain is concerned, we are making sure that, you know, वहाँ पे तो सबके सब offices में आ ही गए हैं. And like many other places, we are making sure that the right kind of safety precautions are being taken to ensure that the virus.
So you're basically trying to make it an even field here. I mean, अगर really में office आना है तो you have arrangements for that also. But I think what you're essentially trying to say is कि थोड़े time के लिए तो used to होना ही पड़ेगा, and eventually शायद this is a beginning of a new phase. I think one of our panelists also said that you know. Every time after the recession, the new phase, we came out so far away from the 2008 recession. I think this is the beginning of a new chapter. I think that's very well said. Can we move on to Ms. Kavita? आप अपने thoughts दे सकते हैं.
Tanya, can I just add on to the question that you asked for new students क्या करना चाहिए है?
जी.
Just a quick answer to that also है, सबसे पहले कि घबराना नहीं. Because remember, as much as you might be nervous or worried, we are as companies equally worried कि आप जब आएंगे, जो freshers हमारे पास आएंगे, आपसे ज़्यादा हमें चिंता है कि हम आपको productive कैसे बनाएं. So today companies are also investing a lot of time and energy on thinking about कि आप अब जैसे yesterday हमारा future leaders program है and freshers have joined yesterday, and from morning till evening we had sessions, but we planned the sessions की 20 मिनट से ज्यादा कोई सेशन नहीं होना चाहिए क्योंकि स्क्रीन के सामने ज्यादा टाइम अगर बैठेंगे क्या होगा, फिर किस से आपको कोलैबोरेट करने की जरूरत है. सो व्हाट यू नीड टू डू एट योर एंड, अपने एनर्जी लेवल्स हाई रखिए, क्योंकि वो क्या धीरे धीरे वो एक तो बिकॉज जिन लोगों ने अप्रैल में जॉब शुरू करना था, काफी कंपनीज ने डेफर कर दिया, अब वो मई में ज्वाइन किया या जुलाई में ज्वाइन किया या हो सकता है कुछ 2 महीने बाद ज्वाइन करें. फ्रस्ट्रेशन नहीं आने देनी. इवन व्हेन यू स्टार्ट यू शुड शो अ लॉट ऑफ काम करना. It was very easy to spot कि यार somebody walking fast or somebody, you could see the levels of energy. इधर क्या होता है कि अपने अपने एरिया में किसी के पास जगह ठीक है काम करने की, किसी के पास नहीं. सबसे पहले आपको ये ध्यान रखना है कि आपका एनर्जी लेवल अच्छा हो, ठीक है. जो आपको दिया जाए आप तब तक मत रुकिए जब तक आपको समझ में आ जाए कि क्या करना है. Second, leave it to companies. As companies, we are more worried about your productivity than you are.
Absolutely, I think that's very well said, Prashant sir. I think ये भी एक बहुत understand करने की बात है कि companies को भी उतना ही output चाहिए जितना you know आपको output देने का tension है. I think that's very well said.
Tanya, just 1 second, if I may come in before Kavita ji speaks. So just adding on to this question, if the panelists may also want to comment, they can comment on the entire internship opportunities जो अभी कपिल जी ने बोला. So what we are seeing also from the provider point of view, that there are a lot of internship opportunities which have started coming in, and many of them are work from home or digitally enabled internship opportunities. So if the panelists can also add on to this aspect of either internship or hiring as apprentices in their organization, it will be great value for the students.
Okay. Kavita ji, if you can sort of include that part in your answer as well.
Yeah, so you know, probably I would concur to what Prashant was mentioning, right? So this is a phase that we all are going through, and you know, we will, you know, come out of it. When, how long? That's something, you know, we are probably in the COVID university. The graduation day is yet to be, you know, kind of determined, right? So you know, a lot of thoughts. I would echo the panel members, you know, views as well. When we, you know, faced COVID for the first time, we were all in a very reactive mode. Nobody even expected that, you know, we will face such a situation. So we were responding to the crisis, or we were responding to the situation. We were trying to ensure business continuity and all of that. And after a couple of months, every organization, you know, started to, you know, kind of settle, or, you know, kind of manage the business continuity and started to recover. Learn from you know, what the other organizations are doing, learn from, you know, what we have done, how we can improve and all of that. So the recovering phase is currently going on. And what is more important is, given the fact that we don't know the end date of this COVID phase, you know, we are all waiting for that one vaccine to be, you know, invented. We keep getting multiple forwards that this has been, you know, kind of you know, kind of found out, or this has been introduced or launched in this country, but we really don't know the effectiveness or not. All of us are keeping our fingers crossed, waiting for that vaccine to be, you know, coming out, and we put an end to this particular COVID phase. But you know, this is an evolving phase, right? And we as HR and we as leaders, we try and balance between these, you know, evolving.
Kavita, as Siddharth was saying, do you think right now would also be a great time to invite a lot of internships as well, because
Absolutely.
digital. So
Many of the
are companies
organizations-
planning? And what about IT companies? If you could speak from an IT standpoint, is there a
Absolutely.
lot of internship opportunities available for students since it's a work from home or a remote working situation right now?
What I've seen, when I speak to my peers, or whether it is my organization or others, is definitely the internship. The number of interns that are getting absorbed by an organization has increased. So the internship opportunities has seen a increase, from an IT standpoint. And I would also second the thought of what Prashant and other panelists mentioned about the gig economy, right? So given the fact that we are in a...
We will move on to that question after this. We will move on to that.
So this is the state that we are in. We have moved from a responding phase to a recovering phase. Every organization is kind of putting together their thoughts to see how we can thrive this particular situation. And from input to the students, nothing to worry. This is a phase. We will get over it. But what is very important is when we come out of that phase, it shouldn't be that there's no learning that has happened. People should identify a relevant one for their domain, whether it is banking or a healthcare or whatever be the domain. They should pick up some, aspects of, soft skills or
and probably use this time to reskill as well. I think
upskill, everything.
Absolutely agree with you. Absolutely. Vivek ji, I want to move on to you, but with a slightly different question. रिमोट वर्किंग और वर्क फ्रॉम होम की बातें चल रही है, एंड बहुत सारे एचआर हेड्स जिसमें रेगुलरली बात करती हूँ, सब ये कहते हैं कि दिस इज हियर टू स्टे. तो एज एन एचआर हेड, अगर आप मुझे इंडस्ट्री साइड ये बताएं कि हाउ एचआर हेड्स आर प्लानिंग एंड एचआर डिपार्टमेंट्स आर प्लानिंग टू डील विद दिस सिचुएशन. अब टुडे आपके कोटक महिंद्रा में कोई बॉम्बे से भी काम कर सकता है और कोई रतलाम से भी काम कर सकता है. तो वो एक जो डिवाइड है, हाउ आर यू मैनेजिंग दैट? आर वी companies in India technologically equipped to handle this kind of remote working scenario, or is there some innovation that we're looking at to happen?
Yeah, so तानिया, आपने एक चीज बोला कि ऑफिस जाना और काम करना, going to office, how does it feel to go to office and work? And our mental mind, the way from a childhood we have grown, seen our parents going to office and working. I think one of the biggest challenge that is there today is to tell employees that coming to office is only incidental. Work should happen. Don't associate कि जब तक मैं ऑफिस नहीं जाऊंगा तब तक काम कर सकता हूँ कि नहीं कर सकता हूँ. Office going is just incidental. Second thing, let me give you a new perspective than what we have been discussing up till now. What is the biggest constraint that as a HR person I have today to expand my business? It is about getting talented people and the space that I have. I have buildings, spaces, and up till now, till today, till before COVID times, if we don't have office space, we were not able to expand because of that. Right. The whole, this new scenario has opened up a huge talent pool across the whole by India. I'm saying we have people internationally also in the trading desk, institution trading desk. Today we are able to reach out to people who are sitting in Singapore or Hong Kong. Absolutely. And we are able to give them offers. Because
so would it be safe to say that because of this digital shift, job opportunities actually in the long run abundance may available?
Absolutely. See, the whole talent pool suddenly increases. Today, right. I don't have to block my office space, and I can reach to a person sitting at Ratlam or sitting at Bihar and hire him if he has the skill. I need not, I'm not constrained that the person should be based in Bombay, should be able to drive a two-wheeler. See, these were questions that we used to ask to a new person.
Right.
These are all gone today. You're sitting at a home, wherever you are, you're able to function. So the whole talent pool has suddenly increased because of this. And that is how we are viewing it at this stage. I think it will pan out slowly over as we proceed, but it will definitely help.
But it will. So in the long run, I think Kavita ji also said in the beginning, in the long run, there are a lot of more opportunities available. Thank you for that thought, Mr. Jain. Mr. Ranjan, I want to move on to you, but again with a slightly different question, which one of our attendees has asked, and I think it's a constant debate that has been happening in the HR world for a long time. So one of our attendees who's joining us from Nagaland, he's asked, as an HR head, if you're in an interview and you're supposed to hire a person, would you hire one candidate who has the required skills more, or would you hire a candidate who has the required degree? So it's the skills versus degree debate.
Yeah, it is the old degree skill debate, and
I don't know where is the end of that and what is the bottom of that.
See, there are a lot of regulations around it, and I'm speaking from a banking point of view. I can talk in general also, but in a banking space, RBI mandates that the person should be a graduate at least to get into an organization because of the sensitivities involved that you're dealing with direct finance over here. But otherwise, the future is on skills only. I think even if you go into international markets, you go to US, you go to Europe, there is no value of degrees. In India, you start into prep class and you then finish into MBA without gaining any experience, because what our parents want is degrees only. In any international environment, the vocational trainings are very, very pronounced, and people pick up skills rather than degrees. The values for the skills. So I think it will happen in India also.
But in the long run, you will have, since because we will moving into this digital shift.
Yeah.
Mr. Ranjan, can we have your thoughts on this? And also what Siddharth had said, do you think a lot of hiring for internships is happening right now? And maybe if you could talk about if any opportunities available at Maruti Suzuki, you could probably tell us.
At Kotak.
My question is to Mr. Ranjan now.
Sorry, you took my name.
Okay, I'll just answer your classical debate, qualifications or skills. Now let's see why was the focus on qualifications till now. Qualifications was nothing but used as a standard for deciding between benchmark. A and Mr. B, right? It was a benchmark. Right. So how do I decide whether Mr. A is better or Mr. B is better? So qualification was one of the standard benchmarks used. So going forward, the definition of qualification will still be there. Let me tell you, while it is very nice to talk about skill set, that's my personal view. The qualification definition may change. It will be more on certifications. Let me put it that way. If I am wanting to hire a person who specializes in cyber law, I would want him to demonstrate to me whether you have that kind of basic, because 5 people come and tell me and no form, either I'll have to. So the definition of qualification would change rather than from a degree. It may be a amalgamation of different certifications. For example, that may be how qualification may be seen. Skills. How do we evaluate the skills? Okay, the way as recruiters I see, probably through the evaluation processes may change, but I'll still evaluate it based on certain parameters. So the definition, the concept will remain. Only the definition changes and how we see it. Now coming on to the concepts of the internships and all, I typically every year we have 500 to 550 people interning with us in my manufacturing plants. But we are producing a physical product, so I'll have engineers working on the lines. But the timing of this year and most of the internships would happen during this period itself. May, June, July is the time where it happened, and because of the things we had to suspend it. But going forward, the internship opportunities would remain. Okay, it may not get into the physical space of manufacturing a car, because you will have to manufacture a car. It has to be done maybe manually, automatic, or some kind of automation, but there would be manual intervention at different places. Okay, the opportunities would come into designs, it may come into robotics, it may come into how do we do remote sensing and quality control. So again, as I said earlier, my theory remains the same. It's only how we deliver those skills or how do we deliver those jobs. Only the method and the way will change. So जैसे मैंने कहा कि आगे चल के अपॉर्चुनिटीज आएंगी, इंटर्नशिप्स की भी आएंगी, हायरिंग की भी आएंगी, बट वो कैसे किया जाएगा और किस वे में किया जाएगा, प्रॉब्ली अभी हम उसको इवॉल्व कर रहे हैं. अगर आप आज मुझसे पूछें कि इंटर्नशिप्स कैसी होंगी, मैं कहूंगा अभी मेरे पास 50,000 आदमी यहाँ पे गाड़ियां बनाते हैं, बट मैं सडनली मेरी टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं बदलेगी, मेरी टेक्नोलॉजी वही रहेगी. So going forward, as we evolve the technology, so will be the evolution of how internships will happen, how people will be onboarded, how they will be selected, would follow the business. My HR processes will follow the business. Right. Changes are happening, changes will happen, work from home. Okay, fine, it is a concept. But how do we make it really happen? Unless we change the organization structure. If you have an area manager for Ratlam and you want a guy from Mumbai to be doing it, probably I will have to first redefine how my business gets done in a remote work environment. Because if I have to reach out to a customer, I still need to do some kind of stratification. I need to do some kind of organization design. So once having, you know the business, how it evolves, then you make your organization design, and then you deliver it through the people processes. So that is how I see we are still in the evolution phase, and we will evolve. That's how we have been doing in the past.
And the good thing is because COVID इतना suddenly आया, जिस तरह से organizations ने quickly adapt कर लिया COVID के लिए, and we found out ways to keep going. So the good thing right now is for all the students that this evolution will also not take place like a human evolution or a biological evolution. It's a technological evolution. So it will happen very fast. Before I move on to you, Mr. Prashant, Siddharth ji, I want to come to you, and from a person, I'm sure from the university background, I'm sure you must be interacting with a lot of students. So अभी मैं ये understand करना चाहती हूँ आपसे कि अब बच्चे जब आ रहे हैं आपके पास, people who are graduating, people who have graduated, maybe looking for jobs, तो किस तरह के questions, किस तरह के concerns लेके आ रहे हैं आपके पास? आपको एक mindset of the students में क्या difference महसूस हुआ है इस साल as compared to last year or many other years that you've been with ISAC?
Right. So as it is a sudden thing for all of us in the industry. It is more of a shock for some journey yet. So I would like to talk about two segments where we work. First of all, at the rural and at the underprivileged skilling and vocational training level, all those guys who go on the shop floor or who go on feet on street or sales kind of jobs, if there are hiring cuts, or if even the hiring gets postponed by 3 or 4 months, what will happen to the entry level jobs, and where can they see their career as? And the second concern at that segment is whether the companies would move at more and more outsourced and contractual level employees, because that is where they also make a decision whether I'll be on the rolls or I will be on a contract. So I'm talking about a shop floor guy, I'm talking about a machine operator, I'm talking about a sales agent, I'm talking about a retail merchandise guy who would be on the shop floor and the likes. So that is one. On the other hand, if I come to the graduates and the postgraduate students, the main concern there is this entire ambiguity which is there. And this is a complicated academic year. We have just about solved the problem of 12th exams across states and at the CBSE and national level. Now we would be moving ahead in terms of either fresh students, or on the other hand, completion of final year of many students. So in this entire is when will the normal hiring start again? And second, if the normal hiring starts and there is of course the new normal of remote working, of maybe reduced pay for some time, you might get an offer but you might be working at 50% salary for a long time to come. So how do they adapt to these changes is the second concern I get from the graduate and the postgraduate students. Lastly, from our side, and since we interact very closely with students, our mantra has been only one, is that this is the time when you have to invest in learning across. I mean, 24/7, day after day. This is the time which is a bonus time. It will never come back again. You have to invest in learning. So the other panelists also talked about upskilling and online certification. Second, this ambiguity will be there, but as the other people are reassuring, it is not a long-term change. So you don't have to really worried about a very long-term impact. At maximum, there is a 6 to 8 month impact in your whole life. It will not matter so much. So don't get worried that this is a do or die situation. Yes, it's a short-term pain, but long-term the things will get evened out. So that's the kind of conversation we are having at the university level.
Okay. So Prashant sir, if there is anything you would like to answer to Siddharth's query here before I ask you my next question.
Tanya, frankly, I think what Siddharth is saying is also true. But what's really going to remain important is to understand that don't associate yourself to a time period ki, maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months, maybe 6 months, sab theek ho jayega. Because what is today, assume that यही है, ये ठीक है, अब जो हम जी रहे हैं यही ठीक है, because this is how we will continue to operate, continue to live for further years to come. Let's assume a situation when there is not a single COVID case globally and the whole world has recovered, whatever time period that is. This may still be the new normal of working. This may still be the new way of working. So वो mindset, like I said before, change करना बहुत जरूरी है कि don't live in a bubble कि आज थोड़ी तकलीफ है, कल वो तकलीफ ठीक हो जाएगी. From a skill perspective, I think it is extremely important today to start preparing yourself not to have any biases. I may have trained myself for HR all my life. Okay, my next job could be sales. Am I open-minded for that? Or I could be working in operations. For the last 20 years, I worked in the hospitality industry. Incidentally, last year I made a switch to BFSI, financial industry. Okay, am I prepared to take risks, that I had never thought before? For example, some of your students may come from a marketing background, wanting a job in marketing. Okay, but there may be some opportunity available elsewhere in another area. Grab it. Don't live in an illusion कि नहीं मैंने marketing किया तो मेरे को marketing के में काम करना है. मैं engineer हूँ तो मेरे को engineering ही करनी है. Could be anything. Start expanding your network of skills. Network of people से ज़्यादा ज़रूरी आज network of skills बहुत ज़रूरी है. Interact with people, learn new things where your value is seen to be far greater than for yourself, not for companies. Companies will see it, but for yourself that you see your value far greater than what it is. So be open for anything and everything.
Absolutely. I think because itna abundance create agar ho gaya hai, agar if maybe companies are hiring right now on a 50% pay because it's a remote working job, but then there are probably 50% more job opportunities also available. I think Prashant sir बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं. अगर हम engineer हैं तो हमें सिर्फ engineering stream के बारे में नहीं सोचना चाहिए. We have to upskill and we have to see कि एक engineer 5 और किन streams में काम कर सकता है. Because काम की अभी कमी नहीं है. Because as long as you have a stable internet connection, as long as you have a laptop, I think basically you can just start working from anywhere.
I'll also add on that this is not something new I am saying. In my previous years, even today, there are engineers in my HR team. And trust me, the kind of value they bring to the table, the kind of analytics they bring to the table for decision making is incredible. And sometimes I ask that, you're an IIT graduate. From IIT, you went to XLRI and now you're working in HR. You'll find many such examples in history as well. Learn from those examples. There is nothing today which is not possible, and that's frankly the way to look at it. Don't aim or aspire for growth in what you have studied or in the function that you are already working.
Absolutely. I want to move on to thank you for that, Prashant. I want to move on to you, Kapil, and I want to understand from you from an HR point of view here. Now that we're talking openly about remote working and work from home, do you think now is the time when HR leaders have to integrate it as a part of the strategic decision making? Is now the time? Have you already done it? Are you going to do it? What is the situation right now?
I think that's a question for most of us. I can't really comment for a lot of people on the panel right now. But yes, हम लोगों ने इसके बारे में already सोचना शुरू कर दिया. So the regular conversations about अभी और office space चाहिए, we need to expand our footprint and everything, obviously has died down. And I think the discussion has really come back to productivity. It's come back to hey, we could make this work. We could make this work really, really well for the last 3 or 4 months. So, so the future needs to build this and weave this into the ways of working every day, pretty much. I think someone else said earlier in the call that work from home used to be a privilege earlier. I think now it's a necessity.
It's a also a curse, yeah.
Yeah, and now I think we are trying to sort of weave this into even the long-term view of policies that we will potentially create even in the post-COVID COVID world. So yes, as Antani, I do believe that this will sustainably change the future in some sense of the word, and how we look at flexibility, respect flexibility, and allow a more diverse way of being able to handle these requests and long-term needs of employees. Definitely.
Absolutely agreed. Can we have your thoughts on this, Mr. Ranjan, please? And you're on mute.
Hello. Yeah. What thoughts you would be wanting from me at this
So
point?
do you think right now, since we're talking about remote working and work from home, do you think now HR leaders, now is the time that, you know, they are going to integrate it in the part of a strategic function, or has it already been done? What is the way forward here?
Remote working or work from home, it's not a concept which is new to us. It has been there for quite some time now. It was only that some industries had adopted it as a part of a structured system long back, and some other industries it was probably in a nascent stage. Now, if you were to see, the old concept of work home was that only a percentage of population would be working from home. Otherwise, maximum maybe 60-70% of the people would be in office, or at some kind of those percentages. Now, today you are at 100% work from home, and probably only people who are manufacturing the line would be there. So going forward, we would have to see what is the optimum mix, rather than having that. I would think a hybrid model is going to evolve. That is how I am visualizing it going forward for my company. Uh, for me, for example, if I am in Gurgaon, I have people coming from Delhi, Noida, I may be having people coming from different places. I could be having satellite offices, small offices, just to give that people that experience of work from home. I would have uh, location-less offices, for example, let me put it that way. I may have certain skill sets, these specialist groups, they can be working from home. So I need to do a complete evaluation of the job roles which I have in the company, which can be effectively done from home, which cannot be. क्योंकि ये कहना कि अब हम 100% वर्क फ्रॉम होम करेंगे, वो शायद कहीं एक ख्वाब है, एक कोई तरीका है, बिकॉज जो आगे चल के स्थिति आएगी, हाँ, ये एक विपदा आई है जिसको हमें आगे चल के डेफिनेशन ये होगी कि ये क्या मिक्स है, और वो इंडस्ट्री से, इट विल डिपेंड फ्रॉम इंडस्ट्री टू इंडस्ट्री, व्हाट इज दैट राइट मिक्स. Secondly, some jobs which has exposed our value add and non-value add is during this period we have got to know which are the jobs which probably don't add that much of value, but would now those need to be relooked at. So going forward, I think employment will increase actually, because now new industries will come in, new job roles will get defined, new services will come in. While hotels may go down, hospitals may go up, but the skill sets of a housekeeping in a hotel may be used in a hospital, for example. So going forward, I see more of satellite working is going to emerge rather than big, huge offices. You may have small offices. You may have a certain section of people working from home. So that mix may vary from industry to industry. So that's how I see going forward things are going to happen.
Absolutely. Since we're running short on time right now, so if I could ask all you panelists quickly to maybe if you could identify a couple of streams where you would see hiring would increase in the next, let's say, 2 years. So if all of you could identify that quickly, can I move on to you, Mr. Jain, first for this question?
See, the rural area, and this is one thing that interestingly one of the person also talked about, the rural area, the C and D category cities, the economy we see that will grow significantly in those places, and obviously that reinforces the work from home. Also, people can sit anywhere and work. People today do not, the migrant workers, people do not want to come to bigger cities like Bombay and Delhi and work here. So the whole economy infrastructure will evolve in these places. So obviously field roles which do not require you to be at office at all, you can be working from anywhere. Those roles will continue to grow. I don't see them diminishing. Obviously, if the GDP growth is at -10, -8, then we have a larger challenge across for anybody and everybody. But I'm saying roles the way it is right now, it will continue to increase.
Okay. Can we move on to you, Mr. Khullar? If you could identify maybe a couple of streams where you would see a hiring increase.
Anya, frankly, I think like Sunil also said, I think it will continue to be the same. Jobs that were prevalent, earlier on will be prevalent. Things like sales. From my personal company perspective, we, have just now, whilst we were observing the last, 1 or 2 months, we've just said that, we'll go ahead with about hiring about 1,000, salespeople. Okay. The only mode which has changed, instead of door-to-door selling, where one would come to you for explaining you why the insurance product is important, it's happening digitally. So the same medium that we are using today is happening between a customer and a salesperson. The salesperson only needs to now get comfortable and see how, if he was or she was professionally presenting himself at the person's residence or an office, now how does he do it over technology? So that's the only thing which is going to change. Otherwise, I think roles in all companies will continue to, if cards have to be manufactured, they have to be manufactured.
So basically, it's an evolution of roles that you're talking about.
Exactly. But the roles will continue to be the same. It's just that people need to, for each role, see what role does technology play, and before I feel left out, I need to learn that technology today.
Absolutely agree with that. Kapil ji, if you could tell us.
Actually, I'm tempted to agree with the same. I think things will bounce back. It will be staggered. So I think different parts of the industry might actually, come back aggressively at different points in time. That will possibly happen. But I do think it's a question of time. The ways of working and how we reach out to customers will change. But it will all essentially bounce back. I do believe that the ability to focus on tech and how technology is going to change customer outreach is an important skill to start working on and start developing for anybody who's in college as well today. And I think that's and the other thing that very clearly comes to my mind is supply chain, where I think hyperlocal and in these times, how do we get things to people's houses and stuff like that is probably definitely an area that will continue to grow as well. But that's it. I think I personally think it's a question of time all industries will bounce back.
Okay. Kavita ji, if you can share your thoughts, please.
So what I would say is anything around digital, because now it's a virtual environment. So we will come across a lot of requirements around data as well. Anything around cybersecurity, data security, these are some things which we have seen a spike in the current setup. So anything around digital and data and artificial intelligence is what I would call out.
Very interesting. Thank you. Mr. Ranjan, can we hear anything from you on this?
As I think all of you have said, the skill sets would be going more digital. The content will again be going digital. All customers, how we approach customers would be more on the digital platforms or through the virtual world. Having said that, another set what we would be looking at as a new areas which will emerge would be more on mental health, of how do we take care of the stresses and strains of our people who are working from home. How do we get those anxieties where the work has invaded our homes? Let me put it that way. How do we take care of the anxieties? Earlier, it was very easy for people to make their presence felt. Okay, by punching in my card, I am visible. Now people are having identity issues. How do I make myself visible to my bosses? So there will be a lot of behavioral space where we will have to work in the organization. So there will be a new set of people. Like earlier, you had the physiotherapist when you break a bone. Now you would be having sociotherapists who would be bringing in that new transition at workplace. So that is an emerging science which I see a lot of companies coming into. Then second would be, how do we define legal compliances? For example, if I have to payment of wages act, earlier you had to give your wage registers and your attendance registers. How do I do it now? So there would be a total transition as to how the compliances and governance is going to pan out. So that will be the second space which will come in. Third will be more to do with robotics, more to do with automation. So those fields are going to come up in a big way. So these are my some comments which I see as the emerging fields.
Thank you for that, Mr. Ranjan. Siddharthji, if there are any closing remarks that you would like to give to the students and to the fellow HRs who are listening in to us and to your panelists, please
Yeah, just I would like to add my 2 cents on this question. So from our reach and analysis, of course, as data, as a skill set, future skills is what we are banking upon, and because we see that that is going to cut across various industry sectors, be it manufacturing, services, and even agriculture. A lot of agri-tech, is happening, and that's going to grow.
Absolutely.
So we are also now integrating those kind of programs in our curriculum. So programs on data sciences, artificial intelligence, ML, even cyber security, and Python, and so on. Apart from that, I also see that the is going to have a lot of requirement. So the way we are consuming content now across all segments and across all mediums that's going to require a lot of good quality content writers and content generation persons, and that's going to also have a big requirement. In terms of sectors, logistics and supply chain, big requirement coming there. E-commerce, big requirement coming there, especially in the tier 3, tier 4 and last mile connectivity kind of requirement. And third, healthcare is going to explode with a lot of paramedical worker requirements, trained people, health, let's say immediate task force or immediate response force kind of healthcare teams at all the state levels. That's something which we are seeing happening at all the state levels. So and even new job roles like sanitization managers, or COVID marshals at various workplaces. So that's going to see a lot of thing. And finally, healthcare is something which is also going to take us international. There's a lot of international demand for skilled manpower coming at this point of time, which India can focus to. So that was my take on the sectors. And finally, I would only like to thank all these seasoned and experienced fellow panel members. It was great listening to you, and it has definitely given a lot of insights for us as an educational group as to what we can integrate in our curriculums, and also all the students who were there today. I'm sure they would be going back with some kind of reassurance and hope and positivity that all is not lost. And it's not coming from us because sometimes they might just overlook at what we are trying to tell them, but it's coming straight from the
industry
seasoned
leaders.
industry leaders. So thank you for instilling that kind of hope in all the students and all of us. And I thank all the 300 plus participants also who were there with us for the last 1 hour or so. And thank you, Tanya, for wonderfully moderating this session and coming out with all the outcomes and insights we had planned for this session. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Siddharth. And just a quick note to all the people who are still with us and are asking me if we can watch this webinar once again. So ISECT University official Facebook page or Observe Now Facebook page, you can watch this restream anytime you want. And I have also sent in my email address, which is, I'm going to repeat it again, it's editor@observenow.com. I have sent it in the chat box here. So if there are any questions of yours, because due to lack of time, I couldn't take all the questions from the audience. If there are any questions, feel free to send them to me on my email address. I am in touch with all the panelists. I will make sure to put your questions across to them and get some form of reply and then send it back to you. Because the main focus here is that students should go back home with a lot of information, with a lot of hope. And thank you once again to all the people who joined us and to all you panelists and all you industry leaders who took out the time and energy to motivate our students and to give them this information at the right time and to give them the sense of guidance and direction, which was really highly required at this time. Thank you, Siddharth, for giving us this opportunity to put together this panel. And I hope to see you all again soon in another interesting panel discussion where we'll be talking about probably something else and giving hope and giving guidance to another set of young people. Thank you once again, and stay home, stay safe.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tanya.
Take care.
Thanks, Tanya.
Thank you.
Thank you.